leadership is many times synonymous with burnout. And it has become so normal that in many people's minds, and maybe your own, burnout is sort of this rite of passage if you want to succeed in business. And as much as I'm here to advocate for hard work and productivity, I think it's important to normalize that you don't need to go through burnout, because burnout really isn't a nice place to be, right? And I think that's pretty straightforward. But burnout really makes you super unproductive. You can't think straight, you're not rested, you can't strategize properly, you become so reactionary that you do things in the day on the fly instead of zooming out, focusing on the strategy, focusing on the long term, because you are not rested, because you're overworked, and because you are doing too much. And back in 2021, I personally went through a quite intense stint of burnout, and what I experienced there was probably myself at my lowest low in terms of business. And it took me, not joking, probably 3-4 months, if not more, just to get back on track, just to get to a point where I wasn't completely exhausted every single day, to get to a point where I can think about the growth of the business, to get to a point where I actually think and strategize, and my mind is clear enough that I can put things together in such a way that the business accelerates again. And as much as hard work is great, I mean, that is not productive. That's not moving the needle on growth. That is not being a responsible leader in your business. And if you really want to be a responsible leader in your business, then I would say focusing on clarity, on time freedom, on spending time on the things that matter to you. That's really important. Spending time with the people that are important to you. That's majorly important. And making the time to rest, to think, to zoom out, to strategize, so that the time you invest back into the business is worth it and it can be regarded an investment. So think about that and let me know what you think about it in the comments.